Cat thinks I'm going to fuck it up.
I can't remember exactly where it is.
I'm panicking. It wasn't all the way down there, was it?
No.
Welcome back to the van build. If you're new here, we're Nat and Cat. If you've been following the series, you'll know we're building a one-of-a-kind camper van that can carry us and our motorbike all the way across Europe. The problem is, we're running out of time. With less than a month to go until we set off, we've got a huge amount left to do. Every episode now is a race against the clock to get the van finished. So let's get into today's episode and see if we can get one step closer to hitting the road. First job of the day, get the flooring down. We've got some vinyl flooring here that we ordered online, and what we've got to try and do is get it around all the bits that we've already fit into the van. On the bulkhead section, rather than stick it to the metal frame, which isn't square, we built this box section here, which should neaten that up and give us some nice clean edges. We've got to get around the fridge, the shower, the seat. So the best thing I thought first was to lie it down on some boards and then cut around the rough shape and put it in. But as you can see, I abandoned that procedure and just rolled it up from both ends instead, and just started from a central point and started to cut my way around it. It's not my favourite thing in the world to do, flooring, but it's fairly simple. You're just going to take your time, and if you do have to pull it up, try and do it before the glue's had time to set, and be careful because it can easily rip and tear. But yeah, once you kind of got the hang of it, just use the spray adhesive is all we used, and stick it down, cutting, trimming around the edges as you go. As you can see at the end, it changes the van dramatically, almost instantaneously. It starts to look finished. So now that we've done that, we can move on to boarding out the rest of the shower.
Good morning, it is day 2. We have finished the flooring. Nat is just finishing off the battens for, like the last few battens for the shower. And then we are gonna start by putting all the boarding up, waterproofing everything. I don't think we'll get it plumbed in today, but the shower itself should be all finished today. To waterproof the shower, we are using this. You basically just paint it on, and for the corners, there's some strips that you add on, but we'll show you how we get on.
Right, so I've just built the sort of side bits that are going to support the door, the shower door and things like that. I'm just moving on to building a little recessed cove bit. So I've cut the insulation out, and I'm just going to put some of this foam stuff. There is a bit of insulation itself. Then I'm going to build a box to sort of fit in there, and then the ply will go over the top, and I will use a router to sort of cut through the ply, and the box will be the guide, and I'll just cut the square out, and then there you go, you'll have a recessed shelf area. That's better. Okay, love. Name the film?
I don't know.
Ace Ventura. Just fit the back wall panel, and I put some silicone around the shelf, but I'm just going to get the router now and cut the middle bit out so I can just put some screws around it as well to pull it in tight, because at the minute I don't know where the edges are to be able to screw into. Right, so to cut this bit out, Cat thinks I'm going to fuck it up.
How do you know?
Because I'm going to put a hole in it with this, because I know that there's a hole in the middle, and I'm going to put the router in, and that'll just go around the frame of it, and it'll cut it out. So watch and learn. Hole.
Hope you've not broke my shelf.
Dust. This goes in the hole.
can't remember exactly where it is.
I'm panicking.
It wasn't all the way down there, was it?
No, it was not.
Yeah, it was.
Told you, give me do it with your eyes closed. Looks like a rabbit's been living in there. Yeah, Hoover. Right, so the shower's all in. I've sealed all the edges. Just letting that dry a little bit. And then we're going to use the tanking kit. We're going to start tonight because we've got to get the primer on so that can dry overnight, and then we can put the actual sealing liquid and the tape for the corners on tomorrow. Then we can start getting the shower on, the dome air vent in, yeah, and the tray in, and then start to make it actually be a functioning shower. Okay, it is the next day and the primer's all dried. So the next steps are to paint it with this flexible waterproof liquid stuff and to tape all the edges, all the corners, all the edges all the way around with this rubberized tape stuff. First time doing it really, so see how it goes, but I think paint a coat on first and then put these on after and then paint over them again. Then let that dry and then do another coat on it. Just waiting for the shower to dry now. The first coat is on. All of the waterproofing tape in the corners, the jointing tape, that's all on. We actually had to go buy some more of that, and that is ridiculously expensive. The whole tanking kit was about £55, which you get the primer, the paint stuff and the edging trim. That tape on its own was £37, and you don't even get as much as you get in the kit. So if you do have to buy some more, just go buy another kit, because you're going to get more paint and stuff as well as. So it's probably better value overall. Had I actually looked at it and known that it was less, I would have just bought another one for the extra 20 quid or whatever it was. But I'm going to leave that to dry now, get on with the rest of the stuff that I was doing on the back, and then come back to that and put a second coat on. Right, Saturday now, and we are going to paint the ceiling of the shower and this little alcove here. We really need to get a move on now, so I'm going to try and get as much done as possible, film what I can, but the main focus is just to get as much as we can done today and tomorrow, because we are getting close to the deadline and we are nowhere near finished. So as you can see, we've still got no kitchen, so we really need to get a move on. Right, so now that the ceiling's painted and that little cubby's painted, we're going to start getting the wall panels on. So what we've got is these PVC panels with this like marble effect on. So basically we just got to measure them for height, cut them, stick them on, and then they've got like a tongue and groove type connection. They slot into each other. So let's have a go and see how easy it is. Okay, so it's Sunday now. This is where we got to. So all we need to do now is just do the silicone in the corners and basically all the gaps. Repaint that where that's scuff that, and fit the shower tray in. Now somehow, even though we built the frame around the shower tray with spacers the whole way around, it's still too small. So we need to shave down the shower tray in order for it to fit in. So I'm going to do that now, which is a pain, but there you go. And once we've done that, we're going to move on to the kitchen.
We need to get the kitchen done, and as you know, we are running out of time. To speed things up, we have decided to buy something ready-made that just needs slight modification and tidying up. And that's when we got this. We were looking on Marketplace for this, but we were getting nowhere, the usual, no replies. So we were on the way to Screwfix and we drove past a charity shop and we thought we'd go and have a look in there. And then we found this for £40, so here she is.
The plans for this then are to cut off the top and the bottom, turn the bottom two drawers into one drawer, so it'll still look like two, but we'll take the middle out of this and attach them at the side so that they pull out together. The top drawer will be a fake drawer because the sink's going to be above there, so we'll end up with three drawers, two small drawers and a big drawer. And yeah, everything you need. Now we've got to chop it up. Obviously these aren't screwed in, which is why there's a gap down there, but that's what it looks like in. So obviously we're going to sand the faces of these and then repaint them and paint these bits as well to match. But that's perfect fit now. So we just got to figure out what we're going to do with the top drawer. We may just add the face on and create something so it's attached to this without the drawer section in it, and then sort out the worktop. Okay, so we got all the cabinets sanded and we put the drawers in and the cabinets screwed in, and all the frame for the kitchen is there now. So I'll show you that in a second. So all that's left to do is to get the worktop to put on here, which does need a lot of work, and I'll show you why in a minute. There they are, all sanded. So we've got some drawers at least. I've pulled the fridge out because I've sorted this electric situation here. So we've got some 230 volt sockets here, which is going to be for the induction hob, which is going to sit here. And we've got a spare coming up here, which is going to go to the other plug socket for things that are on the top, plugging in the air fryer, plugging in the, I don't know, a kettle and whatever else you need 230 for. So all we've got to do now, like I said, is do the worktop, which we've got half of our old table that the dogs destroyed when they were puppies. So it's the same as what we put in the Vivaro. So if you look back at the videos on that, once it's in, it does look really good. Once it's cleaned up. This one admittedly is in worse shape than the other one, so it's going to need more work, but no doubt it will look just as good once it's finished. So we've got to cut off the ends, see what we've got to work with, and then cut out enough for on here. Hopefully, which I think I should be able to, looking at it, we'll have enough to have like an extended flip up section here as well. But the main thing is get the worktop done first. So time to measure, cut that up and start sanding. Test it. There we go. That's what it will look like. Obviously, we've got to clean it up and sand it down, get all these scratches off of it. But yeah, that's right. Starting to look like a van now. Kitchen, flooring, shower-ish. Still a long way to go before we're ready. But at least it's getting closer. Okay, so obviously that's all in now. I'm going to call it a day and call it enough for the weekend actually. We'll do bits and bobs throughout the week, but yeah, overall we've gone pretty far this weekend. Got most of the electrics finished off, we've got a kitchen unit of sorts, and we've got most of the shower in. All that's left to do is actually put the plumbing side of things in, and then yeah, it'll be functional. So it's been a busy one, but we've got a lot done, which is good. So we'll see you in the next one, and fingers crossed we can actually be ready for when we need to leave.